Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from New York. I actually jumped on a couple of minutes ago, but something wasn't working. I think my system forgot who I was. So jump on, say hi, let me know where you're from. And again, Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. So I just got back from vacation, as a lot of you know. So I hope you didn't forget me. And we're going to get started. Today what I'm going to be showing is the Curvy celebrations. And we'll get started with that in a minute. Hi, Angie. Thank you for tuning in. So before we get started with that, I just want to go over a couple of things. Hi, Steph. How are you? So I was off lives for about 2 weeks, I guess it was, because I was out in California visiting my son and his fiance. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Stacy. And we had a great time. The weather was gorgeous. We came back to summer weather here in New York. So it was really, we had a great time. Did some outdoor sightseeing and just spent time with our kids. So that was a lot of fun. And yes, Meg, it was great. Thank you. So one thing I have to tell you that was kind of funny. So this is my quick little funny story. My glasses that I wear, okay, these are just reading glasses, okay, for close up. I wear contacts. So when I take my contacts out, of course, I have my regular glasses. So I get to California, so I need them at night or in the morning because when I take my contacts out, I can't see anything. And so when I got to California, of course, they're plastic frames. They had broke, okay? The arm had broken off and they snapped right between here. So my son tried to glue them. And because they're plastic, it wouldn't, it didn't work. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do all week? I can't sleep with my contacts, wake up and see. So my son, being so ingenious that he is, he took them into his shop and he came back and he glued a popsicle stick across the bridge here that kept everything together. So it was hysterical. I do have pictures of that, but I don't think I'll show them. So I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was quite cute. I took him back to the eye doctor and asked them if they could put the lenses in new frames. And when she saw that, I thought she was going to really start laughing. And she just kind of looked at it and said, ingenious. Hey, it worked. All right, so we're going to get started. Hi, Jean. Hi, Donna. And I'm going to show you something from Donna Harrison today, too, that I received in the mail. So let's get started. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. You can see I don't have my magic mug today. I have this cute little Halloween mug that my kids bought me. So I'm going to use that one today. So I'm going to put mine back here. And let's get started. Okay, so this is my host code for October. And if you want to place an order with me, just use that host code. As long as it's not $150 or more, then you want to don't use that because you want to get the hostess rewards. Okay? All right, let's put that back there. Now, again, remember, I am giving away next Friday that gator, my logo gator, from all the orders that I receive. Up until Friday morning, next Friday, I'll give this away. And you've seen me wear that. That's a neck gaiter since we have to, wear the masks. Some people like to wear a mask under this. I'll be giving that away next Friday morning. Okay, so I received this in the mail while I was gone. And this is from Donna Harrison. Thank you, Donna. Really nice little card that she made. But check this out. They're scrubbies, and this is what she was making on World Card Making Day. These handmade scrubbies for your kitchen. Aren't they nice? So you use this instead of a washcloth to kind of scrub things. I love these. Donna, thank you so much. I love the colors, too. So, Donna, again, thank you for that. Couple of things I want to remind everybody, something I'm bringing back. When you order online, whether it's a class or you order merchandise through me, I had these little cards made up a long time ago. Every $50 before shipping and tax, you got a little punch in here. When you filled up the card, you got a free single stamp. We don't have those anymore. So what this is now is I've changed that to a stamp set of $25 or less. Okay, now if you're ordering online, don't worry, I keep track of these. So I am starting that up again. So for every $50 before shipping and tax, you get one of these punched. When you fill up the card, I will let you know, and you can pick out something for $25 or less. I say a stamp set, but it doesn't have to be a stamp set. Okay? So that's my rewards points. And now let's get started with the Curvy celebrations. So as you know, as a demonstrator, we got to pre-order the Curvy celebrations, and this stamp set has 2 stamp sets to it, here and here, and the dies. This is a bundle, and you also get the paper. So here are the 2 stamp sets, Curvy Christmas and Quite Curvy. I rearranged my setup here, so I have to remember to move up. And then here is the dies. Here are the dies that you get with the bundle. Cool, right? And you'll see how they all work. And then here are the designer series paper that comes with that. And of course, they're all double-sided. So you got shaded spruce, cherry cobbler, and crumb cake. Okay. So that's the bundle right here. And in the US, the bundle is $70.50. So just to let you know, I am doing this morning, I'm going to do the Curvy Christmas live, and then Friday morning. When does this start? Yvette, I have your card here. Yes, your order that you gave me, I've already got you on there, so thank you. Okay, so I'm going to be showing the Curvy Christmas today live, and then Monday I'm going to be showing the Quite Curvy. Okay? So today and Monday on YouTube live. All right. So that's now, the other thing I wanted to tell you, customer, you can get this starting November 3rd. You can buy the bundle. You can buy the paper by itself. But the bundle, again, you save 10%. And I'm doing a special with that. If you order the bundle through me in November, starts November 3rd, I will send you 3 card kits to make 3 exclusive cards, not what I'm showing on live, and a video of how to put those together. So free card kit with video when you order the full bundle. Starts November 3rd. All right. So as I said, we're going to start with the Curvy Christmas today. And I'm going to be using some of the designer series paper and of course the dies. And I'll be showing you how to use those in a minute. Okay, so let's get started, and let me just show you some of the cards I did first. So this is using the trees and of course this die, which gives it those little poke outs here. Now it's pretty cool because when you do it this way, when you layer this, and you'll see what I'm talking about, you actually get leftover pieces. So your leftover pieces might look like, let me grab a leftover piece. When you do something like this, you get something left like this, which of course you can use. It'll all make sense in a minute. So this is thinking of you at Christmas with the trees. May your days be merry and bright. That was my first one. Next one I did was using this curvy verse, or curvy die. And this is just a piece of Whisper White, thick Whisper White, cut in half. Cut in half, folded in half, and then I just cut that off to give it a little curve. Okay? And then when you open it up, you have this. Okay? Then I wanted to use some of our other items because you know how well they go together. And I used the Poinsettia vellum paper with a little flock to it. And I used the same curvy die. And I just did it in 3 different colors. So here's the cherry cobbler, and then here is the designer series paper. Now this is what's left of this piece. when I used that. And this is what was left when I used the cherry cobbler. And this is what was left when I did the vellum paper. So you can see that you can use the different pieces, and we're going to use those scrap pieces later on. Okay, so here's another one. Then I got creative. Well, I guess those are all creative, right? And I used the trees, the tree die from Trimming the Town, and look how that goes together. There's the trees from Trimming the Town. Here's the new Curvy die, and look at how well they go together. What do you think? I thought about this the whole time I was in California, and you can see I have the little gems from the annual catalog. And this, of course, is unshaded spruce. So don't forget our other dies, because they actually go well with this. Okay, so those are the first ones. Now, the other dies and stamps that are in here. Okay, those are the trees. And, of course, the sayings here. And then we have this cute little star, right? All right, so that's this one. I don't know if you can see it, but that's they're pretty long. Thanks, Jean. And what I did with those is I teamed it up with, let's see if I have it here. Yeah, I do. Right here. With our stitched stars that are also in the annual catalog. I'll put all the numbers on there on the description. And you can see all these great stars. And here's a little starburst. That's probably my favorite die in here. So I teamed them up, paired that up with that one to come up with these. I made a shaker card, as you can see, using the Curvy dies here and the Curvy dies there. And also the stitch stars. Good morning, Judy. Hi, Kathleen. So here's a shaker card, and inside I used the new snowflakes and also the sequins from in the annual catalog. I think it's from the I forgot which set it was, the sunflower set. So you can see that I made a shaker card. Okay. And there's the inside. So don't forget about teaming those up or pairing those up. Now, if you haven't seen this, I'll be doing a video. I don't know if it'll be live on the new paper pumpkin. Okay, if you don't get the paper pumpkin, I just want to show you how you can use it with that. If you don't get it, you still get the idea. The paper pumpkin's got these cards already made up, and they have some gold in them. Okay, so excuse me, I used one of those cards from the new paper pumpkin, and I used that die, the Curvy die, with the little holes cut out. So I cut that off, and somewhere is my piece to that up here. Here it is. I think that's it. There you go. So that's the piece I cut off, and I can use that for something else. And then I used my gold embossing powder, and I embossed the stars here. And then added some of the stars from the stitch stars in the gold foil. Hello, Elizabeth. Hi, Kathy. Thank you, Yvette. And I did a Merry Christmas. So, again, I teamed it up with the new paper pumpkin for this month, which I'll be doing a video on, hopefully this weekend. Thanks, Kathleen. So don't forget about those. And then the last one I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to stamp, is using the Balmy Blue with, again, the stars and the stitch stars and Night of Navy. So this is Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. And you can see that I used that curly one. And this I used Whisper White, but I don't think you can see it. These white snowflakes are in our shimmery white paper. And then, of course, I used the new gems, the blue gems. And I will put everything in the description later on today. Okay. And then, of course, there's the inside. All right. So how did you like those? I'm just going to grab a sip of my coffee because I really need it this morning. Still having jet lag here. And the last card I'm going to show you, and the one I'm going to actually demonstrate, is called a Spanner Panel Card. I would just call it a panel card myself. But here it is. And you can see I use the crumb cake. I'm pretty sure that's crumb cake. Let me just, sometimes I get confused on whether it's crumb cake or the Sahara sand. I don't know if it's going to tell me on here. It's the Sahara. So this is Sahara sand. Sorry about that. Not crumb cake. Thought it looked a little light. Okay. So as you can see, it's got different panels. And then it's got this piece using the Curvy Dies across it. There's an extra stitched star I had. So what you do is you open the first panel, which is this panel. Now, I stamped inside there. I wasn't really that crazy about it, but I wasn't going to redo it. So there's your first panel. This was actually another piece of leftover that I used from cutting out the Curvy Dies. It says Merry Christmas, of course. And then there's the third panel. So you see they've got 3 layers here. All right, so there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. That's the one I'm going to be showing you right now. We're going to change it up a little bit with the colors. So let's get started. Okay, so, and I will put the sizes that you need down in the description. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of cherry cobbler. And because I had my online and at-home retreat just before I left, I don't have everything reset up here at my table, so bear with me. If you did my online fall retreat, you should have gotten that in the mail, and hopefully you're enjoying your 10 projects to do. I will be doing another one in the spring. And thank you to all who have joined. Okay, so here, that's just a half a sheet of cardstock folded in half. Then what you're going to need is a couple of panels here. Okay, so this is 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go for the inside. You're going to need a piece of designer series paper, which is 2 3/4 by 4, and then just a smidge larger. When I say smidge, I'm not a mathematician, so I'll show you how I do a smidge, okay? That's going to line up like that. You need 4 strips of 1 by 4. Okay, you can see that's the other side to this one. You're going to need 2 of these, which are a smidge larger than the 1 by 4, because you're going to layer 2 of those up like that. Okay. And then you're going to need a piece of white cardstock to do the curvy verse. Now, this is longer, which is perfect, because you're going to cut some of that off. I suggest you do it longer first, okay? All right. So, let me start with the inside. Well, actually, let me start with the cutting. Very easy to do. You're going to take this, and you're going to, here's the fold, right? Okay. You're going to take that fold. It doesn't matter which way I do this. Okay. You're going to go to 1 1/4. 1 1/4 is right here. You're going to take your blade and just bring that down to the corner. I like to just inch it up. Can you see what I'm doing? Because I don't want to go over. And sometimes it's hard for me to see. So just inch it up to that line, the fold. Okay, so there's your first one. And if you don't quite get that to the end, which I did get it to the end, you can just snip a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do the same thing over here. 1 1/4 is right there. If it's easier for you, so you can read 1 1/4 here, and you're going to do the same thing with the other side. But if it's easier, you can do it this way. For me, I just find it easier doing it on the inside like this. Again, I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to inch it up. I think that's about right. Okay, so this one didn't go quite to the end like I was talking about. So then I just take my scissors and I just snip it to the end because I don't want it to go over. That's your panel right there. That's your panel card. Good morning, Patricia. Patricia, how's that weather in California? It was hot out there, but I loved every minute of it. There's your panel. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the inside, and I'm going to take 2 of those strips, and they're going to actually go right on each side here. So let me bring this up. Let me grab my pad here. Remember, this is a photopolymer stamp set, so you want to use your mat. I'm going to grab my shaded spruce. No, I think I'll do cherry cobbler since I'm changing the colors up here. And on the inside there, I'm going to use Thinking of You at Christmas. Okay? I like to ink that, make sure I didn't make a mistake here. I'm going to bring that in right in the middle. Thinking of You at Christmas. Okay? I'm going to bring those 2 pieces in, and I'm gluing them down on this side because I want the other side of the designer series paper. Excuse me. And I'm just going to line that up. It's okay if it's off the edge a little bit. You can have a little white showing if you want. There's the one. It's starting to get cooler. Yeah, the nights were kind of cool out there, and I enjoyed that because Patricia's saying the nights are getting cool in California. She's not too far from my son. It was like 90 during the day. One day I think was 102 down in Burbank. But the evenings were like in the 50s, so it was absolutely gorgeous. And now I'm preparing for them to come back home here for Christmas. Okay, so there's my other piece. So that's going to be the inside. So this is going to go right here. I might as well go ahead and just put that in there right now. So I'm just gluing this down. So I got my Stamp and Seal. I'm actually using the Stamp and Seal Plus because that's what I had taken with me, and that's what I have on my desk. Okay, so there's the inside. All right, now this panel right here is where I need this 2 3/4 by 4 piece. You can lay it down like that, but excuse me. I thought the white kind of brought it back out. So let me show you what I mean by a smidge. Okay, so this is 2 3/4, right? 2 3/4 by 4. When I did the white piece, this is the way I measure things. There's 2 3/4, right? And then I just moved it over 1 notch or 2 notches. So this one I moved over 2 notches. So there's 2 3/4. And then I just moved it over 2 notches on each side to give it that border. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Now this time I'm going to glue it on this side because I want the other side of the designer series paper. All right, so I'm going to do it this way. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue it onto my front panel. So now I'm going to put it right here. And on these 2, remember I said you needed 4 of these designer series strips and 2 of these white ones. I'm going to do the same thing. And again, I cut these at 1 by 4, and then the white ones are just a smidge larger, just because I thought the white outlined it really nice. And don't forget, I'll be back on YouTube Live Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to show you the second set. Don't forget that if you order this bundle from me starting November 3rd, I will send you a free card kit, 3 cards to do. One will be Christmas. I think I'll do 1 Christmas and 2 with the all occasions. And you'll also get a video with that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. This needs to, and anytime that slides, just push that a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and layer this up. Can you see it? Good. Okay. Just keep talking to me so I know I'm still live. All right. Thank you, Jill. Yes, please share my videos. I really do appreciate it. I hope everybody saw the 2 little videos I did of the kids working in their studio. They also work from home. Well, they work. My son works in Hollywood. When Hollywood is open, he does special effects, but they also have their little, their online, I shouldn't say little, their online store, Little Shop of Gore, where all my logo merchandise is, and they are really busy. Okay, so there's the panel, right? Nothing to it. Now I'm going to take this white piece, and you want it kind of wide, okay? I didn't really measure it. Let's just see about what this is, okay? So if I had to guess, I would say this is about, I started with maybe a 2-inch piece. Because if you look, well, let's use the wider side. There's the wider side. That's a little over 3 inches. So maybe a 2 inches would be wide enough. But I have this piece right here, so I'm going to use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. Oh, sorry, my die cutting machine. And I'm going to show you how I did that. Okay. Now, the new plates on the die cutting machines, they do warp. I'll show you what mine looks like because I use it so much. And you can see it's warped. So what I do is I store it upside down and halfway through my machine. So it kind of flattens it out. They are going to warp, okay, just so you know. If you have the old Big Shot, these work with it. And they don't warp as much, just so you know. Okay. So let me grab, so here's my piece of white. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to grab that die, and all the Curvy dies work roughly the same. Now, one thing you want to know on here is there's the cutting edge. If you want those pieces on the cutting edge, make sure that it's done this way, okay? The cutting edge down. All right, I'm just going to slide this in. I'm going to eyeball this right about here, because the nice thing is if this is too wide, I can cut the straight edge, okay? So let's just put that in here. And hopefully I got that in right. And I'm just going to bring it through. Why do they warp so much? It's not the machine. It's just that this is what they call a consumable, and it's just going to warp. I will tell you, I'm not sure why they are warping like that, but Stampin' Up! Did say that they are consumables. They don't expect them to last forever. A couple of things I would suggest that I found after I used it so much. Let me just bring this in and I'll explain. When you're cutting, you tend to cut all in here all the time. Try to move it around to the edges. You can also bend it to put it back in place. Okay, again, when you're storing it, I store it this way. And it does help it. Okay. That's the information I have. If I get any more information, I will pass it along to you. Okay. So when I got that out, after I cut it, this is what it looks like. You can see all those little pieces. I'll take my take your pick tool, just drag it along here. All those little dots come off and go all over the place. Just going to take my paper snips. Yvette, do you have the Big Shot or the new machine? If you have the Big Shot, it doesn't really warp. So, that's up to you. I love mine. Okay, even with the warpage, it works great. Even though it's warped like that, it still works really good. But that is entirely up to you. Okay, so here's the piece I'm going to use. It's probably a little wider than this one. It is. But that might be cool too. And I can always trim it down. The cool thing is, look what you get here. You have this piece right here, right? And we're going to use that. So let me bring this in. Okay, the Big Shot, it doesn't warp so much with the Big Shot. I have 3 of those magnetic plates, the new magnetic self-healing mats. And we used them for my retreat. And I put them on the magnetic plate to the Big Shot. And then you put this piece down on the magnetic plate. And then, of course, your plate over that. Whoop, like this. And it didn't seem to warp as much. But these are self-healing mats, so, you know, again, it's up to you whether you want to buy it. I am telling you that it does warp so that you don't think it's an issue or it's, you know, something's wrong with it. Okay, so this goes right over here. Now, this one is a little wider, so I'm just going to, I think I'm going to stamp first, and then I might cut that down. So let me bring in my trees and my shaded spruce and show you how that works. So, you know, you tend to want to put it up that way. Let me show you this. These trees don't follow that line. They follow this line. Okay? So they follow this line here. Let me just bring that in. Hopefully I do this right because I only have one here. And hopefully you can see me. Let me bring it up a little bit. And right along that line, I am going to stamp my trees. Perfect. Above that line, I'm going to take May Your Days Be Merry and Bright. So I'm going to pull that down a little bit above the trees because I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. There we go. Now, this is going to get glued right on top of here. But first of all, I want to trim a little bit of that because I don't want it as wide. It's always easier to make it wider and then trim it. So I'm just going to go in here, take my paper trimmer, like you can see, and I'm just going to snip off a little bit. Okay. That's what I was talking about. You have the straight edge, so you can cut it down to any piece you want. This goes right here. Now, I want to have that centered, so what I'm going to do is see where I want it. That's about right. I'm just going to add a little adhesive here and adhesive here. I'm going to go ahead. Remember, only the sides because this has to be by itself. I'm going to add that right there. Glue that down. I'm just going to flip it over. And trim it. There's your there's your spanner panel card. So that's all there was to make in that. So now, and when you open it up, I just like to have something in here. So I'm going to take the bow without the, whoop, wrong color. Let's switch that. Let's see. I want the red. Okay, so I want the cherry cobbler. So because I just don't want to look at that white piece. Oh, I could use some ribbon. Nah. I'm going to just take the bow in cherry cobbler. And I'm just going to put a bow right there. Just so you have something to look at when you open it up. Okay? All right. So remember this piece that was left over. Right here, right? That's where I got the inside piece. So this inside piece, I can do right here. Let's see if it, but I don't want it to show, so I want the smaller piece. Let's see if this is, let me just cut this off. These are my pieces, my leftover pieces. Maybe that piece. Let's see if that works. No, that's still too long. So let's see what else I have. I think I have a smaller piece in here somewhere. If not, I can forego that. Actually, that looks kind of cool. Let's try this right here. Yep, that works. Okay, you see what I'm doing? This is my leftover piece. So I'm going to flip this. Oh, I got something on there. I'm going to put that right here. I don't want it to show through my card. So I'm just going to lift that up. I'm going to take the Merry Christmas. I'm telling you, I'm loving this set. Okay, where's my Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas, where are you? Probably over on the other side. Oh, it's still over here. Okay, I'm going to ink that up in the red. I am going to stamp that right there. Then what I'm going to do is flip that over. I'm using all my leftover pieces because they're curvy. I love the curviness. Okay, I'm going to put that right there, make sure it's not showing. Okay. All right, perfect. Put that right there. Then I'm just going to snip this off. You can measure it and use your paper trimmer if you want, but I'm just doing it this way. And I'm just going to cut that off. There. So I have a little bit of curvy verse there, and you can see when you close it, you don't see that. Oh, great. Yes, definitely try it. So that's the next level. There's that layer, right? Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just bring in some doodads. Let's see. I think I could use, on this one I used our rhinestones. On this one, I think I'm going to change it up a bit and use some of the newer, let's see. I'm going to use these gems, the wonderful gems from the annual mini catalog. And I'm going to add, let's see, what do I want to add? Do I want to add clear or red? What do you think? Well, let's just try it and see how the clear comes out. I think I want the red. Okay, so let's just add some of these red doodads. There's two different sizes, so I'm just going to... Now, you see when you add it, you can see, like, here's a large one. Here's a small one. And it's also on this page. That's what I like about that. Okay, so that's that. Let's see. I need something over here, so let's do another one. I think I'll switch that. This one will be a large. This one will be a small. And I think I'll put that right there, just for an added touch here. Okay, so there you have some little gems on there. When you open it, it looks like this. And then it looks like this. Now, for the stars... Let's see what I have left here. I have a little gold star left. I'm going to take that. The gold star, of course, is from the stitched star. Oh, no, the stitched stars. And I'm just going to grab my glue. I'm going to grab my Tombow for this because it's a small piece. I'm just going to... Come on. Well, this doesn't want to come out. There we go. Okay, just a little bit. I'm going to put that right there. Okay. And there's your spanner panel card. That's all there is to it. I will put the directions and the dimensions on the video when I'm done. Got some red on my hands. Here, let me bring in the other one. Isn't that a great card? Not hard at all. And you can see I like this better than trying to... I could have used those greenery again, but I just didn't like the way that came out. Okay. Like that? All right. So let me just bring in all these leftover pieces that I have. Let's see what we can do with it, okay? All right. So I have, like I said, I have all these pieces left over. Now, they don't have the dots, but they do have... the curve to them. This one has a little bit of a dot. This is green. This was for something else. That's not long enough. Here's the blue. Let's see what I can do with this. That's how I get those little pieces out. I got a little bit of time here before I have to go get to work. So let's just see what I can do. I'm going to take, let's say, these are the same size. So let me trim. I'm playing here. This is winging it. I'm going to trim this down to 3 3/4 and 5. I don't even know what if I want this, but okay, I don't really need to use that, but I need something to back it up with. Okay, let's do this. I just needed a piece of cardstock so I could play with that. I'm going to do this. going to use this. Okay, let's see how this looks. Get all those little pieces out. Poke some of them through because some of them didn't come out yet. I would sit here and make sure I got all of them out, but because I'm trying to get this done. I'm making you want that set. Oh my gosh, this is a great set. Okay, I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. Okay, what do you think? I kind of like that. Okay, so let's put this this way. All right, so I'm going to bring this in. I am going to glue. I'm going to put some glue here and here. I don't want it all the way to the top because I know this isn't going all the way to the top. I'm just going to put this right here. Oop, forgot. I got to put these underneath. Need to start at the other end, but let's just try this. Okay, let me take that off. I got to start at the other end. Let me start with this end right here. Okay, then I think I had the blue on there, right? I can add some glue afterwards. I just want to lay this down. Then I did the green. Then I did this one, which this is from the paper pumpkin, the leftover paper pumpkin. Yeah, do it that way. And then I'm just going to add this one on the end. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, so now that I got that, let me take my, you can use paper, your paper trimmer or your scissors. I'm going to actually use my paper trimmer because I know this is at 3 3/4. So I'm just going to cut that off. And this should be at 5. So I'm just going to cut that off. Okay. Hi, Marlene. Okay. So there I have that. Now this piece I had left over from when I was playing with the other card, but I don't want to use that because it's too wide. Let's see what I got here. I don't even think I need that. I'm going to leave the red. Okay, so now I'm going to layer it up to the white, just like that. I have no idea what we're doing here, but we'll find out. Going to layer that up on the white. I'm going to grab a piece of shaded spruce. Remember, those are all my leftover pieces. And layer that right on there. Ooh, yeah, look at that, right? Okay, so let me layer that on top. Got this cute little piece left. I don't know if the Merry Christmas is going to fit in there. I don't think it will, but let's try it. Okay. Oop, let me grab my pad here. How about the white piece of... Okay, was this the piece you were talking about, France? I'm going to try and see if this will fit. I don't think it will, but we'll try it. Nah, that doesn't fit. Okay, so let's try... How about... Let's see what else I got here. Ooh, you know what? There's a piece of this left. I could use that. Put that right there. What do you think? What else I got over here? Some of the pieces are too small. I think I'm going to go with that. Let's try that. I mean, it's the back piece, but what the heck. Okay. All right. Whoop, upside down. You might have my head here. Let's see if that worked. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so that can go right here. Oh, yeah, I'm loving this. Okay, now this one I think I want to put with dimensionals. I want that piece to pop. So I got some mini dimensionals. I'll just use those for now. right here. And then how about I add some doodads? Now I'm going to use the clear ones because there's so many different colors here. It'll kind of, should make some of these colors come out. Again, remember, this is just playing, but using up your scraps. I'm loving it. And then this, I'm going to use, let's see, we will use Merry Christmas. May your days be merry and bright. Okay, I'm going to just ink that up in Sherry Cobbler. Got my fingers on that. I got some ink on my hand, so let's just do that. And I'm going to grab the trees. No, you know what? Let me grab the stars. We already used the trees. So let me grab the stars, and I'm going to do that in shaded spruce. And I am just going to, you see what I'm doing here? I'm just angling that. Oh, yeah. So there's my inside. Yes, it's a great way to use up scraps. Of course, we won't tell anybody your card. Merry Christmas, your card was made with scraps. And we're just going to put that in there. Okay. There you go. Curvy celebrations made with my leftover scraps. Not too shabby. Okay, so let me bring in the cards again. Now remember, I will be on YouTube Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to use the Curvy Celebration dies again with the Quite Curvy All Occasion set. So this was our card on the fly. Then we have our two panel cards, spanner panel cards. I hope you enjoyed those. I will put the dimensions on the description. We have the stars. Which one's your favorite? It reminds you of a quilt. Yeah, that it does remind you of a quilt. Which one's your favorite? There's the blue stars. Then, of course, we have the stars with the paper pumpkin. We have the stars shaker card. Then we have the Curvy Celebrations with the trees from Trimming the Town, because they just go so well together. Okay. Got this one with the flocked vellum. Hey, Nathan! How you doing? Okay. There's that one. And then, of course, we have this one. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed my return. I'm so glad you could all check back in with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing you Monday night on YouTube. And I will put some still shots on my blog, Stampersdelight.com, and also on the Facebook page. And don't forget that I will be doing, if you buy the bundle from me starting November 3rd through the month of November, I will be sending you a card kit with a tutorial on 3 cards that you haven't even seen yet. All right? Weekend. I'll see you back here Monday. Keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.